Hi, this is Mike with Scholten's Equipment, and we're going to today look at some of the new products coming out from Kubota for 2022. Come along with me, and I hope you enjoy. I'm going to pick out my favorite things that I found at this meeting and show them to you, and hope that can educate you on maybe a future purchase. Sorry if it's really loud over here. I'm in here with a vacuum cleaning crew, doing a little filming of this stuff with no one around, so people aren't sitting on it and stuff while I'm trying to get a good show of it. This is something that I think is well overdue. It's a factory option for a blower bagger system for the Z400. It's going to require no tools to take it on and off after the initial installation, which is super sweet, including the belt. It's in the back just has pins. It's going to be at quite a cost savings compared to what we're doing with the aftermarket baggers right now. We don't have the official cost on it, but we have an idea, and I'm pleased to say I'm excited. 10 bushel, 3 bag system. I believe it comes with the weight so you don't do wheelies. And it's going to be the same bagger kit for both the 54-inch and the 60-inch model, but different tubes, I believe, so different completion kits, which from a dealer standpoint can be annoying when you don't have the right tube, but it's a good problem to have, I guess. Another thing that it didn't catch me off guard necessarily, because they've done some surveys about doing flatbeds in the past on these RTVs. This is a 50th anniversary model. Again, there's only limited production. I'm going to kind of see what the take rate is on this probably, and maybe decide if they're going to have to do more flatbed models in the future. But it's about a foot longer than a normal bed, if you can tell. It looks really heavy duty. It still does a hydraulic lift, dump. It's got attachable rails on it. But aside from that, it's still an X1120 diesel model. But since the sidekicks and the 900s have the same bed size as an 1120, I would imagine that this could probably, if you wanted to, you could switch it to a different model. But it's kind of the 50th anniversary model, so you don't want to really break that up just because it's got this cool thing on the back. It'll come with a roof, window, lights, rear view mirrors, a lot of mirrors, and of course a winch. So this is something that kind of caught me off guard. Didn't expect this initially when we came here. But adding another color to the sidekick. It's going to be the Desert Sand model. It's going to be limited capacity though. I mean, limited production. You're only going to get a couple of these per dealership, maybe not even any. And so it's going to be kind of a rare one to get your hands on. It's going to have those mirrors on it. It's going to be the 50th anniversary model. It's going to have some added features: LED light, winch on the front. I think when we get it in the dealership, we're most likely going to put a lift on it and some bigger tires, because I think this thing will look really cool with that. Anyways, you may be seeing more videos of this at our store, and we may be able to customize it even more. I might be in need of an RTV myself, so I'm really liking this color. It's a cool color. Anyways, I'm excited about it. Hope to see it soon. Cooler full of candy. Bet you a lot of guys were disappointed when they saw that. It's almost out. This 520 was new last year. It's not necessarily new this year, but I've never really got a close-up look at the cab of it until this show. We haven't seen enough of these to be able to put a cab on one yet, but the 520 has been spectacular so far. And the old 500, you weren't able to put a cab on it because the exhaust fumes, there wasn't something sealed off correctly on this model, and it just wasn't able, you just couldn't do it. It wasn't allowed. But they got that figured out on the 520, and the cab is an option again. And it's a very, everything closes. Sometimes on aftermarket cabs, the doors aren't super awesome to close. This feels good. The doors don't seem super heavy, which could be a problem on other ones. Seems pretty lightweight. Good little cab that you can flip up the windshield on. And yeah, probably get one of these cabs in eventually when we actually get back up in 520 inventory. Right now it's been hard to get these things. Anyways, kind of cool little cab. Not something we sell a whole lot of, the ROPS narrow tractors, but they're working on a new one to get it lower, and they're just showing this example of what they're hoping to achieve compared to the old one, height wise. The Stump Grinder. This is on the SCL 1000, which they're kind of hard to get, but that's not the point of this part of the video. It's the Stump Grinder, and the fact that this Stump Grinder works on many different units, not just the SCL 1000. It's going to work on skid steer. It's the same Stump Grinder, I believe, and it's also going to work on excavators. So it's not just an attachment for the SCL 1000, it's an attachment for pretty much any construction equipment that has a quick attach system. There's a mount for it. Another cool thing is this BB3072 with the Trimble system on it. It's able to be used with a cell phone to control the grade in conjunction with the Trimble system. Pretty slick setup. This is available today. This isn't necessarily a brand new product, but they're re-releasing it with the cell phone control. Pretty cool. One thing I wanted to spend a lot more time on when I was looking earlier, but there's so many people around this, right now there's not, is this hitch. It's an auto hitch. It's an extension of a quick hitch. It's more than just a quick hitch. It connects the PTO, and it does it really flawlessly. Pretty bulletproof way. Everything's really heavy duty, so you won't have any lineup mechanism problems because you got 1, 2, 3 hook. And the implement will have to have this bar to make it work correctly. But I've seen other manufacturers attempt this, and it's just janky. This looks super well thought out. I don't foresee us having any issues with this at all. Maybe the only issue would be getting them, availability and whatnot. But this is the new hitch, the K hitch. This is the compatibility, what it looks like on an implement that doesn't have it hooked up at the moment. You got this bar. So there's going to be a completion kit on each one of these. Whatever implement you have, you'll have to buy a piece for the implement so it works. But that's kind of how the mechanism opens up. And when you lift it up, it clicks into place. And then also clicks in. It's kind of hard to see. The shaft guides right in the hole. And it is a little bit of a different shaft. You can see that it's got little, camera there, it's got little rounded edges, so it could guide in. I think this is going to be a big deal because about the only thing tractor owners curse is PTO shafts, and this kind of eliminates that. That's what it looks like on a finish cutter. Anyway, I'm pretty excited. This is the debris blower for the K Connect system. Just add another attachment to what you can do with your RTV X 1100C. Yeah, looks pretty sweet. So Kubota did introduce not the KX 057-5. That's an old model technically. Not old, but new last year. But what's new is they're going to offer a pin grabber eventually, not right away, on the 57 up to 80 size machines. It's going to be an option, and this is what it is. It's hooked to this breaker right now, but it's kind of hard to see the mechanism. But it looks very common to any other pin grabber I've maybe seen. Like a lot of other pin grabbers, the distance from here to where your actual bucket hooks up is greater than, say, a mechanical one. That's something you sacrifice for being able to flip the buckets around. Now the tractor that a lot of people are talking about. the L6060 with this cool metallic paint to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Kubota this year, and different colored loader, which I think it's just a sweet loader color in general. Kind of breaks up the coloring, and then the wheels are also the same gray. So each dealership's gonna get one of these. Like, I'm talking, there's 500 made, I think. Some dealers might not get any. I'm not sure yet. I'm pretty excited about the L3302, 3902. They did some really nice styling on it. LED lights, these nice cool little side lights. Never even thought they would do something like that. Got the 50th year badge on it, of course. Rubber floor mats, kind of a almost must these days. And they moved the brake over here. That might not seem like a huge deal, but it used to be over there above the hydrostat pedal, which was kind of a pain. And the clutch was over here, but they got rid of the clutch because they went to that puppy to engage the PTO. No need for a clutch anymore. And to top it off, they got a little more styling on the steering wheel. And one of the bigger things, in my opinion, is the suspension seat standard. Armrests will be optional, but I don't think they're going to be crazy expensive. It's got good travel. I sat in it. I jacked up the weight, of course, because I'm heavier than most people that sit on them. And it definitely gave me a good suspension, better than other models I've been on, that's for sure. But I think chassis, engine, transmission wise, it's the same tractor as the 3301 in my opinion, but they did some customer feature upgrades to it that make it just a nice tractor, nice upgrade. The price isn't going to go crazy high because of these upgrades. It's actually going to stay pretty close to where they're at. That's what they say. We probably won't see our first ones of these till February of 2022, best case scenario. But we still got lots of 01s coming, so I'm sure they'll get an extra discount here or there. This is the new L3902. Got the rubber floor mat, new PTO switch, throttle. In addition to the rubber floor mat, there's no brake pedals here or over here because I got rid of the clutch. The KX057-5 50th anniversary package is going to come with some added features installed at the factory at no added cost, and it's going to have that cool badge on it.